Hello and welcome back to our Let's Play of Factorio. This would be episode 19? I want to say 19. So anyway, let's start the game. Um, I know it's been about a week since my last update, so this several times updated per week isn't really working out, it seems like. Um, Hopefully that'll get better. I'll have some more free time next week. And I just realized that about a third of the way through the last video, the sound cut out and didn't come back. Um, Probably should have noticed that while I was uploading it, but, you know, that doesn't always work. So, I'm I'm at a loss as to whether I should just leave it and say better luck and pay more attention next time, or if I should do like a after, not a live recording of what I would be saying, theoretically, um, and just kind of use that. So I'm not sure. I might re-upload that video with new sound, or I might just leave it. Anyway, so last episode we set up this little circuit board production, and it's working quite well, except for there is no copper getting all the way down to here, and more importantly to here. So we're gonna try to fix that. Sadly, the way I set it up makes it very difficult to like split this belt and have it run down to there. Um, but that's not gonna stop us from trying. So let's do it. Let's see here. If I go underground belt here, whoop, underground belt, and now we're gonna go underground belt, and there we're gonna put a splitter. Now we should have some copper going towards this side. The idea here being that now we've got copper coming in for these two wire makers. And even though that does mean less copper for this area, let's see here. Once this chest fills up, these copper makers should shut off. This belt should get fully populated, and then more copper should start coming down through here. Or I might actually put in another splitter, which will feed copper along here as well. So that ends up making only a quarter of the copper from this belt go all the way to these two wire makers, which should be a reasonable amount, I think. I don't see why it wouldn't be. This does let me use this circuit maker as well, though, so that's kind of helpful. Alright. Now, I was looking at this earlier, but our electricity production looks to be in a pretty good place. Yeah. Let's see what the rest of our base looks like. You know what? I'm going to see if I can spread some more concrete. That's always a good idea. 600 concrete that I can work with. I'm going to spread it out on this side of our base. There we go. Excellent. And I think we've got aliens attacking us. Oh well. Not too worried about that. I was thinking of possible ways to create overflow chests as well. I'm thinking I might do that here. And the way that I was thinking of doing it is something along the lines of lots of inserters, for one thing. So I'm going to make a bunch more inserters and a couple of steel chests. And I should really start making some fast transport belts as well for this, but we will get that part figured out a little bit later. Now the idea here is that I'm going to have iron taken off this belt, fed to these chests, and then fed out of these chests onto belts that will combine in the middle. Yeah, might as well. Actually, no, that won't work. So at any given point, if the belt is full, we've got an overflow that's going directly into the chests, and then once the belt opens up a little bit, you've got more stuff, or more iron coming through the system. And there we go. Now we've got an iron overflow. Ideally, these chests will be full somewhat soon, and that may help with congestion along this iron ore line. Not saying that the congestion is a bad thing, you know, just keep more iron ore moving along faster. Seems to be a good thing. Faster overall production, possibly. But yeah, we'll see how that works out. Should probably make a fast belt producer as well. Because fast belts are kind of annoying to make. But first, see how we are on power armor. Because I haven't actually been paying attention or playing this game for the last week or so, so I don't quite remember what we were trying to accomplish. I do remember we were trying to make power armor, though. Of course, we don't have enough processing units to actually do anything. But we do have processing units, so that's helpful. Actually, we might have enough processing units to make the power armor pieces. And maybe even the power armor itself. That would be kind of cool. Wow, yeah, we do. We're going to have power armor at this episode. It's going to take a while to make, but we will have power armor. Need to grab these 4 speed cards that we made earlier. Look at that. Need to make 5 high-level efficiency cards. That will take us... what about 5 minutes plus the actual armor will take half a minute. So in about 5.5 minutes we should have power armor. Excellent. Of course, we don't have any of the fun stuff that goes into power armor yet, because we haven't researched a good chunk of it. But let's take a look at some of the research that we need to do for that. So we need to do portable solar panel that'll give us fusion reactors. Of course, we want high-end batteries and exoskeleton equipment, which will make us go fast. And yeah. And again, we've almost finished our rocket research as well, so we might not even get to fully develop power armor. Depends on what I end up doing with this Let's Play, because I am very partial to the idea of once I finish this Let's Play to start a completely new one with the RSO mod. And of course using my Steam install, which is modded. Because then I'll have the latest updates for the game as well. Which is not something I am currently using. This is still version, I believe, 2119. The one that I had when I first started this Let's Play. So yeah. Notice that the stumbling block for our research so far appears to be blue science, so I'm thinking we might want to make another blue science maker. Um, the only problem is where to put it, because there isn't really an easy way to feed all of these resources somewhere else. Well, actually, there could be. Let's see here. Well, we need steel for one thing. That'll speed up our blue science quite a bit. Maybe throw some speed modules into the steel furnace. Yeah, at least we've got enough iron built up to consistently make steel. Wonder if I can take this out. Yes, I can. Alright. I'm just gonna put a requester chest that requests steel, and then just have it drop right there. That will hopefully keep our steel running, or our blue science running. In terms of how much stuff we have, yeah, we've got 4,000 steel, and we've had that for a while, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Gonna have to pause that power armor production. There we go. You request steel. Yeah, 100 steel. That'll work. Even gonna feed you some steel. Okay, so ideally, we should now have more blue science. Of course, it appears we need more logistic robots again. So, I guess let's work on those. Of course, we don't have any robot frames. Well, we have 16, but that's nowhere near as many as we need. Especially considering that this guy's out of steel. This might have to become a requester chest, actually. Why don't I do that? That should fix our steel issues on both sides of this producer. Should have steel going into here, and steel coming into there pretty consistently. And that'll make more engine components, which we of course need for our robot frames. Just gonna add some speed modules to make them produce a little bit faster. I guess the robot frames need steel as well, so this is a very, very good location for this chest. And we've got some free logistic robots, so that's better. Of course, they're still really slow, but oh well. We'll work on upgrading them. I'm also thinking that these labs need to be expanded outwards a little bit. You know, might as well put a lab down right there. Maybe another one right there. And the belts should reach just about that far. Actually, with a well-placed miner, we could still grab this iron ore as well. Yeah, that should work. How are we doing on copper in this chest? Or wire in this chest? Apparently not amazing. I don't think it's us using up the wire that fast. Maybe it is. Interesting. Oh well, we've got a pretty solid flow of green circuits, I think. More or less. Still sorta going down on them, but oh well. That shouldn't be terrible. At least I don't see why it would be. Well, no, it would be pretty bad if we actually ran out, but I don't foresee that happening, is my point. And guess what? We finished making power armor Mark II. So we can put all sorts of cool stuff in here, and it will make us better, and apart from that, we've got all of these resistances that we're getting just from having the armor, which is swanky. Off the top of my head, I don't actually remember how the resistances work, but I think it was like a the percentage is applied first as a reduction, like a straight damage reduction, and then after that, no, or I think this is a straight 10-point damage reduction, and then on top of that I get a 40% reduction. And then like 20 and 50 and 10 and 40 here as well. I think that's what it was. I'm not entirely certain, however. Yeah. Let's see here. For this last lab, okay, yeah, that should work out. Now let's step up our research a little bit. Could use some fancy inserters of many varieties. And there we go. We have research expanded. Of course, we still need to have more blue science coming in, but now that we have more or less fixed our steel issues down here, that should become much less of a problem. Stone. Just out of curiosity, how's our iron overflow doing? Seems to be doing pretty well. Of course, this side is getting used up faster than that side, but oh well, that's somewhat to be expected. I think the other good thing about this little overflow is it will also be a balancer eventually. So once this side fills up, these inserters stop grabbing from this side of the belt. These inserters are going to keep grabbing from both sides of the belt, and then more iron is going to end up flowing through this side. And since that's the side that it generally seems to be used on, for some reason, I don't know, maybe I build all my factories lopsided. I guess that's just because this provider chest is on this side. And I'm pretty sure this steel maker grabs iron from that side, as well as this inserter. So a lot of this iron belt is used from the bottom side instead of the top side, but oh well. Yeah, once these chests fill up, they should start pushing more iron to the bottom side of the belt where it's being used faster anyway. Ideally. That's our well-defended outpost being attacked. I'm not even a little bit worried about it. It should be fine. Well, we've got this power armor. It's all fancy and fun to play with, but we don't have any of the cool modules in it, so it's not quite as fancy as I'd like it to be. Um, Not sure if it's going to be fancy before the end of this playthrough. I think I mentioned that earlier. Hopefully it will be. Alright, well, let's see here, we are good on electricity. We are quite good on almost everything else. Gotten this little copper bit figured out, more or less. Let's see here, how are we doing? Is this chest filling up with wire? I think it is slowly filling up. Pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is filling up. Someone who is watching the video much more closely than I am should definitely let me know if it is. So, yeah. I might take a break from the generic 45-minute episodes that I've been using for Factorio and make a little short episode. Partly because I don't really have any ideas on what to do at this moment in time. And I could just, stop recording right now, and that's normally what I would do if I ran out of ideas. I'd just stop recording, forget this save, and come back later. But I haven't really done a video in a while, so I kind of want to do that just to, maintain some semblance of consistency. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. I am going to make that red belt assembler, and I am going to make a super shotgun shell assembler. Which is going to take surprisingly long. Wow, okay. Didn't realize I would need all of those cards, or didn't have all of those cards pre-made. So let's start making a couple of those. Maybe snag a couple of these as well out of some of these and less important producers, of which there are few. Let's put speed cards in the speed card machine. That's always fun. There we go, that's a much more reasonable speed of production. Or of crafting. Alright, then let's get another requester chest. Since we already have a little weapons factory going up here, I'm just gonna add to it. However, let's see, what do I need? I need steel and copper. I can even route copper. Okay. How am I gonna do this? Yeah, let's just do that. So we put the assembler here. And I guess a requester chest, like... Yeah, you know, let's put it here. To rework this copper belt a little bit. There we go. Requester chest is going to request steel at all times. Let's go with 200. Seems like a good number. And we're going to have a fast inserter grabbing copper. And we should probably get another fast inserter for grabbing steel. You're going to make super shotgun shells. And one more fast inserter to put everything into a provider chest. Like so. Alright. Now let's go use up the 2 shotgun magazines that we have. One of them is not even full. I think that's about 18 shots. Reason I'm using them up instead of just like putting them in storage is because I really don't think I'm ever gonna need those shells again. So I just don't really want to have them lying around taking up valuable storage space when I could have these shells instead. I'm also going to have to improve my character logistic slots, just to make sure that I have all of the materials being carried to me on a regular basis. Specifically, I want to be reloaded on shotgun shells as well as bullets consistently. Although I guess I'm probably not going to be using bullets very often now that I have these shells, so I don't know. Might not need that. Well, we're almost got our research done. Once we finish that up, I'm gonna probably start researching power armor pieces. So, things like... I can already make shields, can't I? Yeah, I'm gonna make a couple shields. 10 of them. It's a lot of shields, but there we go. Once we've got a portable solar panel, which we'll research very fast because it only needs red and green science, and we have plenty of red and green science. I think blue science is currently our bottleneck. Then we can do like a fusion reactor or the exoskeleton walker. And, yeah, basically just get some tricked out power armor. Yes, I wanted to make one more assembler for fast belts. How are we doing on speed modules? Quite good. That is excellent. Let's make a couple of assembler machines. Of course, we're also already making shields, so that's going to take some time. But those will be done in less than a minute, so it's not a huge problem. See, this is why I like this game. Remember how, like, literally minutes ago I was saying, wow, I don't know what I'm going to do this episode, so I might cut it short. And then just so many things to do popped up, and suddenly I'm right back in the game. Yeah. Let's do battery research. I'm going to do a bunch of red and green researches because they are going to go by really fast. That'll let me build up my little stockpile of blue science for when the real research starts, which is going to be right about when my red and green science runs out. Not like the science bottles run out, but the things to research run out. Okay, now, fast belts are going to require gears and regular belts, I believe. Correct? Yep, gears and regular belts. My regular belts are all the way over there, which is going to be not simple to move. This is part of my original factory before Roberts and stuff. See what I mean by high-speed research? Things just go by really fast. Let's upgrade our shotgun. Alright, I'm thinking I'm the robot in belts. So that's not going to be a problem. And then I'm going to make gears on site from this little iron belt. That should work out pretty well, I think. I hope. Make 5 inserters. Doop 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 doo. And we do something like that, I guess. I don't know. That'll work. Requester provider. Yeah, excellent. Requester, request belts. Provider. You don't need to request anything. I'm gonna even throw some belts in here right away, just to get things going. Okay. Definitely did not think about the iron requirements of a high-speed gear factory. Wow. We're literally gonna drain half the belt, aren't we? Huh. Alright, well. Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't shut down the rest of our base farther down this way. I don't think it will. Because we don't use that much iron off of this belt. But still, wow. Alright, I'm gonna go grab some more regular belts, because even though we're making fast belts, regular belts are useful. And look, another research. Yep. Keep working on my shotgun. Because shooting speed and damage are both good things for your weapons. I know I kind of value shooting speed over damage, because then I can use my shotgun to clear trees easier. Even then, I'm pretty sure I can walk through a bunch of medium biters with my undamage upgraded shotgun as of right now. I might try that. See that little base up there? Which looks like it has huge amounts of troops next to it. Let's go attack it. I know you probably can't see anything because it's nighttime and it's YouTube, so it's hard to see, but actually it's kind of hard to see for me as well. Okay, I definitely did not expect that kind of response in terms of relative biter toughness. Definitely need to do some more research first. Well, I mean, we killed him, but I was kind of hoping to walk through something like that without even taking damage. Oh well. We shall see what happens. Meantime, We got belts coming on, fast belts coming together pretty quick, which is a good thing. Might actually try to put like an overflow chest in here. And not because I need the overflow per se, but mostly because once this guy gets filled up, I can then just overflow gears and then have a huge stockpile be ready for whenever I grab belts. Although I guess this will be a little makeshift overflow. So they'll collect a certain amount of gears in their production output, which we should be able to see. But oh well. Know what I kind of want? I want a fish. Let's see if we can find a fish. There's a fish. Now, for those of you that are wondering what a fish does, it just healed me. Yeah, I didn't know about that for the longest time, and when I found out, I was so happy. Well, I almost never use fish, but that's mostly because, you know, they are kind of unnecessary in almost every case. I just realized, was that belt just missing this entire time? And were those two inserters just not doing anything? Ay, ay, ay. Sometimes I'm not that smart. How are we doing here? Okay, yeah. Copper cables are definitely increasing, so that's not an issue. Yeah, might as well toss some extra copper in there. Make the copper cables increase a little bit faster. That'll help our eventual goal of having everything here be full of copper. That went by quick. By that, I mean the 33 copper that I put in there. I wanted to see how long it would last. And it got turned into electric circuits really fast. And more copper is being carried to me. Excellent, my minions. My little robotic minions. How are we doing on blue science overflow? Ah, excellent. We actually have some blue science in reserve. So let's do some exoskeleton research. That will be helpful. And what do we need to actually make a fusion reactor? Processing units and artifacts. That's it. Okay. So yeah, I'm hoping that I can get exoskeleton research done relatively quickly here. Ooh, I might even be able to stick a lab farther out that way. If I do an underground belt to there. Alright, I need some green circuits. To the valley! Green circuit, green circuit. Lab. Alright, so it's gonna need to grab from there, and yeah, that should work. I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit 2 labs in there anyway, just because this belt is very much limited. Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna try though, because it might still work, and if it does, I'd be happy. Oh, does not work. Unless... Alright, I'm just gonna leave that lab there for now. I'm gonna toss this one into logistic storage, because then if one of these, for some freakish reason, gets blown up, robots will bring a new one. And here, I'm gonna do that. And we've got exoskeletons. Let's do portable fusion, I guess. It's probably a good idea. Okay. Let's do a pair of fast inserters. Like so. And yeah, actually, we might be able to fit that last lab into here. Just like stick it right there. And let's do that. Probably shouldn't have logistic trashed that lab right away. Bring me my lab. I think that after we place this lab, that's going to be right around end of the episode time. Come on, logic bots. There we go. Got my lab back. Excellent. And now we do belt, 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 belt. No need for that belt. I'm just gonna toss a bunch of these leftover science packs into here while I make the inserters necessary to feed more. And yes, I am actually going to have this belt go farther. Excellent. So we've increased our research capabilities by about 66%. Pretty solid increase, if I may say so. Quite happy with it. We've got new shotgun shells, which are always fun, and they do a lot more damage. Although the demonstration did not quite pan out as I expected it to. That's mostly because my expectations were unrealistic, however. So yeah. Managed to balance out Silicon Valley over here so it's actually producing wire properly. And ideally, I might as well throw some more copper in there. Keep that wire feed going. Wow. Plastic is now an issue. Why is plastic suddenly an issue? Because we don't have coal. Because coal is an issue. Coal's a huge issue. Eesh. That seems like an unnecessary power pole. This one, on the other hand, is completely necessary. Well, at next episode, I'm gonna have to pay attention, see if plastic or coal is still a problem or not, because it appears that it will continue to be a problem based on how fast it's being consumed by our plastic maker. And of course, running out of plastic is not a good thing. So yeah, hopefully there won't be any sound issues with this episode. Sorry about sound issues with the last episode. Those were unexpected. Um, Hopefully they won't happen again. Normally, or at least normally I catch. They happen somewhat often, but I usually catch them during the rendering and notice that the sound is not there and then re-record it off of the raw footage. But I guess sometimes it doesn't really work. Um, yeah. So like, share, comment, subscribe, idea, advise, give me new games to try out. I just started a Let's Play of Project Zomboid. Um, if you're into that sort of thing, it's like an RPG survival. It's kind of cool. Not really my normal cup of tea, but I figured I'd try it out. And I will see you guys all later. Bye!